So we got a 2003 GMC Sonoma here. It's the 2.2 liter 4-cylinder. Performing a leak down test currently. Got the fuel pressure gauge hooked up. I'm going to show here in a little bit. Just waiting about 5 minutes. Try to see if the pressure drops. It was at about 51, 52 psi. So as long as it don't drop below that here in about 5 minutes, we're probably good. Been having some issues here lately with this truck. First fuel pump went out, replaced the fuel pump, then had to also replace the fuel filter. This truck has a built-in fuel pressure regulator in the filter. Replace that. Replace the injectors. Replace the spark plugs. Truck wasn't running before the fuel pump. Then it started running. Was still giving me a cylinder 4 misfire. So believed to be injectors. Replace the injectors. No check engine light anymore. No misfire detected. But having startup issues. Go to start the truck. Has to crank a couple times before it finally fires up. Performing this leak down test to hopefully pinpoint, what's going on. See if it's a fuel problem or if I need to look at something else. Here in about another minute or two, we're going to go look at this gauge. I'm really hoping that it's still at about 50 to, 52 psi. If it's dropped, basically if it drops anywhere from 2 to 3 psi in 5 or less minutes, you got some kind of fuel pressure leak. Basically, if that's the case with me, I'm assuming the injectors I put in are probably leaking for some reason. But I'm hoping it's not that. Guess we'll find out here shortly. Performing this fuel pressure test with this gauge is pretty simple. Well, at least on this video. I mean, it has a port, a Schrader valve. I'll show in a second where it's hooked up. You just hook the gauge up to it and put the key to the on run position. Don't start it, and that'll kick your fuel pump on. And it should be, depending on the vehicle, you should run about 45 to about 55 psi, either like that or when the vehicle's running. So we're gonna get up. We'll go check. Yeah, it's not really good. So like I said, it was about 51, 52 before, and we're at about 48 now. It's only been about 5 minutes, and it's dropped about 2, 3 psi. So probably some kind of situation. But just to test, I'm gonna release the pressure, start the vehicle, and let it run, get the pressure built up, see how far it drops. This is actually where it's hooked in at. That's how you check. We're gonna go ahead and start the vehicle. And that's the issue I have. It has to crank for a little bit before it finally starts. We're gonna turn it off. And it's already losing pressure pretty quick. So that's bad. So most likely I'm having some kind of issue with the injectors I put in. But yeah, that's how you perform a leak down test. Next video, hopefully, I'll have this problem fixed and show you how it goes.